Joining me now is Senator Steve Daines, Republican from the state of Montana. Mr. Senator, are you okay with Trump accepting this plane?
Well, you heard the president himself that you can't beat free, but remember, this is a gift to the United States government, not to President Trump. This will be done with full disclosure, with complete transparency and daylight, but I think the president's got it right. It's a gift, but it'll be to the United States government, not to President Trump himself.
Okay, let's take the big picture for a second. What do you think is the most important thing that could come out of Trump's meetings in Saudi Arabia?
Well, I was in Saudi just a couple of weeks ago. Saudi Arabia is one of the most important players in the Middle East, and Saudi Arabia seeks to move from being just a regional power to being a global power through the reforms from Crown Prince and Prime Minister MBS. But there's an amazing moment here in history as we think about this is really the first state visit that President Trump has taken since he took office. Remember, it was the first state visit he took when he was president during his last administration. So it sends a strong message, the important role that Saudi Arabia plays, not only in the region, but in the world. There is another chapter written building on the Abraham Accords, one of the great breakthroughs of peace in the Middle East led by President Trump. There is a moment at some point when Saudi Arabia could renormalize their relationship with Israel, a Jewish state of Israel. That will come sometime in the future, but at the moment there's tremendous deals to be had. They're talking about at least $600 billion of investment. That may even grow larger. We'll see what President Trump comes out with, but he is leading. It is peace through strength. The Middle East respects a strong leader. They exploit weakness like they did with Joe Biden. They respect President Trump. I heard that message 2 weeks ago when I was in Saudi Arabia. I think you're going to see a very successful visit by President Trump and his team as they go through the Middle East.
I want to talk about Larry Summers. He's a former Treasury Secretary, he's a former president of Harvard. I want to show you how he's reacting to Trump's tariff pause with China. Roll tape.
It's President Trump who blinked. China didn't make any consequential or significant change. Sometimes it's good to blink. When you make a mistake, it's usually best to correct it and retreat, even if it's a little bit embarrassing. So I applaud the actions that were taken over the weekend. I credit Secretary Bessent for his leadership, which he showed over the weekend.
Senator, Larry Summers is a powerful guy. He's saying that Trump blinked. He's saying that Trump retreated. What do you think?
Well, I think Mr. Summers is missing a very key point. Contrast the Biden administration to the Trump administration. The Chinese really exploited the weakness of Joe Biden during his 4 years. The Chinese now understand they have a very strong America First leader in President Donald J. Trump. This moment in Geneva was an important moment, and credit to Secretary Bessent, Ambassador Greer, of coming out with a good deal and creating a framework where the Chinese know that we'll be very serious. We're at a position of strength in these discussions. And I think these issues of tariff and non-tariff barriers that have existed for a long time with China, finally, we're going to have serious discussions and make great improvements going forward. So this comes down to peace through strength, the old Reagan doctrine. Yeah. The Chinese understand there's a strong leader in President Trump. That is what's going to get the results that President Trump wants to see for the American people.
Peace through strength, but trust and verify. The two excellent expressions from 40 years ago. Very applicable now, I think. Hamas freed the last living American hostage, Idan Alexander. I'm calling that a flat-out Trump win, Mr. Senator. I'm sure you are too.
Hey, I'll add that to the release of Mark Fogel, the American teacher held by the Russians in a Russian prison. President Trump got that done. And now you have this latest release of Eden. That is a wonderful accomplishment. I know the families are so grateful to President Trump. Every life matters. Every hostage matters. This is credit to President Trump, again, because the Middle East respects strength. Strength produces peace. Strength produces results.
Senator Steve Daines from Montana. The only state which I've never been to, Senator. I've got to correct that at some point.
We're going to change that, Stuart.
So I'm told. Senator, a real pleasure having you on the show. Come back soon, please. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Stuart.